But then what they did is they changed the situation so that half of the cage was not electrified. So literally all the dog had to do was hop over here and it would not be getting a shock. And what they found is the dog didn't even try. It just laid down and whimpered because it had learned escape is impossible. And so one of the challenges and one of the reasons I create content on TikTok and social media is to try to give people a sense of hope and empowerment around the fact that you actually can change your financial life, and it's actually not that complicated, and it's not this secret, set of strategies that only rich people have. The system is rigged and you cannot achieve, success. I mean, I'm trying to break some of those down because I grew up with that mindset myself. I grew up lower income. I thought, well, I had all the stereotypes. And by the way, I've studied all these in research to see if they were true. So first of all, I would tell you if they were true. But most millionaires in the US are self-made. Most went to public school. Most work full time. They're not inheriting all their money. Now, certainly some people do. And I hope my children inherit a lot of money, by the way. I'm not disparaging that. But just to realize that there is a path to bettering your life financially, and
Mhm.
it's accessible to everybody. Is one of those things to help break that pattern because when you grow up in poverty, quite often there's trauma associated with it. There's fear for your safety. You certainly do not get access to the best education, the best opportunities, and so there's a real part of that. There's not enough money, and I'm suffering, and I'm being traumatized around it. And the challenge though is to realize that now that you're an adult, you have the power and the ability to change your life.
You keep mentioning this money trauma.
Mhm.
Can you talk about what exactly that is? And then maybe some examples of what are the most common scenarios of money trauma that people experience when they're younger that lead them to then feel helpless and hopeless when they're older?
Yeah, so I talk about financial trauma because what we have found is that your beliefs around money, they become dysfunctional when you hold on to them rigidly. And quite often there's an intense emotion associated with that. And so when I think about trauma, I think about something that feels like it's out of your control, something that feels like it's a threat to your well-being. And money has a lot of threats associated with it. Like if you don't have money, it literally is a threat to your safety and well-being and your ability to survive. So it's real closely linked to survival. And so when you feel like things are out of control, when you feel like no matter what you do, it doesn't make a difference, when you feel like something happened and devastated you or your family history, this is why I think growing up in poverty is just a series of trauma after trauma that people endure. And then meanwhile, you're watching other people who seem to be having a much better life, which makes you even feel worse about it.